Spoiler warning, unless you have beaten The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild after getting the Master Sword and reclaiming all memories, click off this video as it will spoil the ending post-credit cutscene that follows when you unlock all the memory. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is no doubt the most confusing game to place in the established Zelda timeline. With references, monuments, and callbacks to all four timelines, we only know the following thanks to producer Eiji Aonuma and director Hidemaru Fujibayashi. It takes place in one of the three timelines after the era of the Hero of Time and long after any known game in the franchise. But what if the big timeline and history reveal is hidden within a specific character, and that character will play a key role in the upcoming DLC 2 Champion's Ballad? So today, we will look at the possibilities and importance of an in-game reveal inside Zelda Breath of the Wild DLC 2.
Hello everyone and welcome to another Inside Breath of the Wild DLC 2 theory here on the Commonwealth Realm. Today we will explore the possibility of a reveal of Breath of the Wild's timeline placement in DLC 2 The Champion's Ballad. However, before anything else is stated, we're not alone on this quest, since after discussing the likely timeline placement on HMK's channel, check that one out by clicking the card on the top right, we're now joined by both HMK and Zeltik in the exploration after an answer. Will Nintendo reveal, or at least hint, the Breath of the Wild's place in the chronology in the last DLC pack?
Alright, we'll begin with some facts. Since DLC 2 The Champion's Ballad will be a story-heavy, post-game edition, probably with extensive narration of past events from Princess Zelda, it's likely we'll get some more information on when exactly this game takes place in the Zelda timeline. But before we move any further, we need to ask, what will Princess Zelda's role be in The Champion's Ballad? Will she be a storyteller or a chronologist? We know that Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda, prior to the downfall of the Kingdom of Hyrule, despite living under constant pressure, had a little science nerd in her, and judging of her interest in anything ancient and her presumed info dump on the deceased champions in DLC 2, it wouldn't be a stretch that she might know a thing or two about the history of her royal bloodline. This, along with the origins of the four deceased champions, might further hint, or perhaps even pinpoint, which timeline the game belongs in.
But Zelda isn't the only character that can know about Hyrule's pre-ancient past, since we already have four of them: King Dorren of the Zoras, Impa, the Great Deku Tree, and last but not least, Cass. Let us begin with King Dorren, the elderly Zora monarch that has kept the Guardians away from Zora's domain. His Majesty Dorren has experienced more than most across his life, but also knows a lot about Zora and Hyrulean history, as he is the author of the Zora Tablet Monument, found on the trail to Zora's domain. Definitely not a bad thing for handing us some more hints. Luckily, based on the real ending of Breath of the Wild, it appears that the author of the Zora Tablets is the first on the list of people that Princess Zelda and Link will be visiting in order to give closure. Could he possibly have some more secrets to share with the coming Hylian monarch and the newly dubbed hero of Hyrule? He is definitely a good candidate.
Next, we have Impa, the elder of Kakariko Village, another character that has longed for 100 years to be reunited with Princess Zelda. After King Dorren, it is probable that this close friend and ally to the princess will be next on the list to visit. With Calamity Ganon out, could the elder have more to share about the long and complex history of her tribe? Or will she be too occupied and concerned about a possible Yiga uprising? We need a foe in this new quest after all. Even so, Impa, unlike her sister Purah and the genius scientist Robbie, was a voiced character in Breath of the Wild, and as such she could have some more information to share about her tribe, the divine beasts, and pre-Calamity Ganon history of Hyrule in the Champion's Ballad.
We've got some pretty odd characters in Breath of the Wild, but by far the oldest has to be the Great Deku Tree. There's a possibility we'll have to return the Master Sword to its pedestal now Calamity Ganon has been defeated, similar to how it's returned after A Link to the Past. If this is the case, could placing the Master Sword back into its pedestal be the price we have to pay in order to find out if the Great Deku Tree has any more secrets regarding the history of Hyrule to share? If so, he'd definitely be a worthy character to reveal where Breath of the Wild takes place.
That leaves us with one character who is following in the footsteps of his teacher and made the history of Hyrule his specialty, our favorite Cass. Cass being a student of Ashika royal court poet who survived the Great Calamity and taught his apprentice what he knew about Hyrule's tragic history, about its provinces, and naturally about Princess Zelda and her appointed knight Link. Based on the E3 teaser for the Champion's Ballad, it is a given that Cass will play the accordion one more time. But will he only sing about the long deceased champions of the divine beasts? Or will he go beyond and be the character to reveal where Breath of the Wild goes in the Zelda timeline for Link, Zelda, and millions of us fans?
Maybe so, but if anyone would deserve to reveal the crucial detail that will make all bricks fall in place for the complete Zelda timeline, then it must be Princess Zelda, who has had to endure so much over the last century. The other characters may supply with hints and additional details, but the final reveal has got to come from the next monarch of Hyrule. This timeline reveal could be a deliberate move by producer Eiji Aonuma and director Hidemaru Fujibayashi for DLC 2 The Champion's Ballad, or they will simply throw us all off and leave us in limbo for the next 5 years. Let us hope for the first option. But what's most telling is this interview with Eiji Aonuma back in the summer from a French website which I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce. In the interview, they ask him, let's finish with a question that has been tormenting some big fans of the series. Where does Breath of the Wild sit in the official timeline? Actually, those timeline-related questions are difficult because we've never designed any Zelda games by saying, hey, we're going to put that game here, we need to have it fit into this period or that one, etc. That's not what comes first for us. But indeed, once the game is released and we've been able to develop our story, we can tell each other, oh yes, we can make it fit here, but that's not important to us. Especially since there could be contradictions in every new game if we tried to follow the timeline. If we can put a game in the timeline, that's great, but as for Breath of the Wild, we haven't really decided where it belongs for now. Shout out to Twitter user MSArt for sourcing us this interview. But what do you think? Will the Zelda team reveal or leave enough hints to safely place Breath of the Wild in the official Zelda timeline? Yes or no? And if so, which of the characters with historical knowledge do you believe will get the honor of breaking the great mystery of Breath of the Wild's official timeline placement? We want to see your answers in the comment section below.
But for now, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Commonwealth Realm if you haven't already, and click one of these 2 links to see either HMK's timeline video or my mystery final part of this collaboration. The choice is yours.